Can Aizen defeat Goku? Shout out to Unremarkable for the $5 donation suggesting this video. If you guys want to see more videos coming out of your suggestions, make sure to donate via the Super Thanks feature on YouTube as it really helps out. Let's start off with Goku just to make things easy because his scaling is very easy to understand. Like even a third grader can understand Goku's power scaling. Goku in his fight with Beerus were producing punches that were so powerful that they would destroy the entire Universe 7 macrocosm. The Universe 7 macrocosm is not just composed of a singular universe but actually contains multiple universal space-time continuums. A few examples being the Afterlife and the Kaioshin realm, which are both universal space-times composed inside of Universe 7. At the very bare minimum, analytically speaking, this would qualify for a low multiversal feat, and please pay attention to the phrase at the very bare minimum. Yes, I agree that Goku is 5D and above. You don't have to remind me every single time in the comments. This power should also grant Goku infinite speed, as well as the key that he's amping himself with manages to engulf the entire macrocosm in a very short amount of time. This is true because we have many examples of infinite-sized places within the macrocosm, for example, the mortal universe, which is stated to be infinite many times. And Goku's energy engulfs that and manages to expand outside of that, so yes, it would be infinite speed. This is further backed up because it's stated within the series that power and speed are correlated with one another multiple times, so yes, this would verifiably grant Goku infinite speed. Goku gets very, you know, I'm done talking. I think you know what I'm about to say. Yeah, he gets very much stronger after this, so yes, he would have a lot of multipliers on top of this feat. In Dragon Ball Super Broly, Gogeta and Broly achieve feats that are stated to transcend space and time, breaking into super dimensional dimensions, which are pretty much implied to be higher dimensional. Goku would scale to this because he's above Moro, and he concedes that Moro is the strongest enemy he's ever faced, which would place him above Broly, who committed this feat. This also could potentially give Goku immeasurable speed, which is kind of backed up considering that Gogeta and Broly managed to bring themselves back to regular conventional reality with their own punches, so the fact that they're able to go to higher dimensions beyond linear time and back should be enough to qualify for immeasurable speed. As far as Aizen goes, I don't really believe there's any concrete higher dimensional scaling for Bleach. Yes, I am aware of that one statement Aizen says about Mugetsu Ichigo, but I really think this is just in context to an analogy and doesn't actually correspond to any higher dimensional scaling. And even if we look at the Bleach cosmology, I don't really see anything impressive. Like, you could bring up some sort of hyperspace scaling. I don't think it's that strong. Yes, I am aware of like low multiversal Bleach with the 3 worlds. However, I have been seeing people talk about them being planets like the Living World and the Soul Society, so you could have fun with your semantic playing there, but I don't think either or is going to stand a chance against Goku at all. As far as power and speed goes, Aizen will not be able to hurt Goku, nor will he be able to perceive any of Goku's movements, so it's very bad in the physical department for Aizen. Yes, I'm also very aware about Aizen's Hogyoku, but this is not going to matter as Goku has been able to erase immortal beings like Zamasu via the Hakai, and even if you don't want to grant that Goku has the Hakai because there are some weirdos out there who are like, dude, Goku doesn't have Hakai. Okay, did you know that knocking out is a win condition? Also, Goku could just use the Mafuba as an alternative. Yeah, there's that. Pretty cool. Also, Aizen admits that being killed is possible for him, so this whole idea that Aizen is truly immortal is completely contradicted by Aizen himself. But at the end of the day, the reason why this debate is so popular isn't even because of Aizen's power, but rather his abilities. This is because Aizen has an ability called the Kyoka Suigetsu, which is basically perfect hypnosis, which is crazy because the sky is actually green, so I don't even know how this is even fake in the first place. The craziest thing about the Kyoka Suigetsu is that it functions on a level where it can manipulate all 5 of your senses, so it is one of the strongest forms of illusion manipulation within all of fiction. The common argument coming from the stance of the Aizen side is that the Kyoka Suigetsu will work on Goku, and Goku will be fooled by the Kyoka Suigetsu's illusion abilities, and Goku will then be off-guarded, killed by Aizen, and Aizen grants the victory. But this is where we then get to the conclusions on who actually wins, Goku versus Aizen's Kyoka Suigetsu. Now, in my opinion, I actually think Goku wins even if we take a bare minimum interpretation of Goku's power scaling within the Dragon Ball cosmology. I actually have many reasons as to why Goku wins in this matchup, so let me explain why. The first reason is that Goku is way too experienced in fighting to be caught by illusion abilities, as he's experienced this since OG Dragon Ball, and Moro has tried to use illusion abilities on Goku, and he easily catches onto this and just, you know, resists it. My second reason is because of Goku's Ultra Instinct, which will allow Goku's body to flow independently from the mind, so he will just beat Aizen without even having to think. My third reason is the fact that you need to see the ability in order to be affected by the Kyoka Suigetsu, so the fact that Goku can just speed blitz Aizen before the Kyoka Suigetsu activates is a huge win con for Goku. And my fourth reason for why the Kyoka Suigetsu will not work on Goku in the first place is because his ki would just resist the Kyoka Suigetsu because Goku is stronger than Aizen, so he'll just be able to resist the Kyoka Suigetsu and, you know, nothing happens. Pretty consistent when you consider that Babidi tried to affect Vegeta's mind and Vegeta just casually resists it. The rule of strength being stronger than abilities actually holds a lot of general consistency, as Hit tries using his time powers on Goku and it doesn't work. Buhan tries turning Vegito into candy, doesn't work. There is a lot of consistency on why ki is superior to Hack's abilities, so if you try try using a hacks ability on Goku that's not working. In fact, this consistency is even shown in Bleach, where if you have higher spiritual energy, you'll just be able to resist all of the hacks and abilities. So yeah, this applies over to Bleach as well. So with this logic, it would be reasonable to consider that Goku's abilities will just absolutely demolish Aizen's Kyoka Suigetsu, and it just wouldn't work on Goku at all. So yeah, Goku has 4 different methods of beating Aizen, meanwhile Aizen has 0 methods of beating Goku, so this is very bad. And there could be hundreds of more if you consider every possible way that Goku could kill Aizen. So in conclusion, Goku solos and Ichigo cannot imagine anyone losing to Goku.